Pro boxers reveal just how devastating Isaac Cruz is against his opponent Jose Valenzuela that are ready to face off against each other on August 3rd under the main event between Terence Crawford and Israel Madrimov. There is a huge Latino influence on the fight card as Isaac "Pitbull" Cruz puts his title on the line against Jose Valenzuela. Former boxing star Paulie Malignani shared his thoughts on the fight card as he stated that Jose Valenzuela is coming off of a big win against Chris Colbert and Jose likes to challenge himself.
It's a good fight. Valenzuela coming off a big win over Chris Colbert. After he lost a close decision to him.
Paulie further complimented Valenzuela's boxing talent as he stated that there is a huge risk involved for Jose in fighting Pitbull Cruz, and he admired his determination to go for challenging fighters. Malignani is excited to see a great fight between the two fighters since Isaac Cruz brings a lot of action into the fight and Valenzuela never shies away from that action. Paulie remarked that since there is a huge Mexican influence on the fight card, fans are thrilled to see their star Pitbull Cruz in action. He further stated, "I could see that Southern California Mexican influence there, and so that you could see how Pitbull Cruz would be a fan favorite on this night. And of course, it's not really hard to see Pitbull Cruz to be a fan favorite with all cultures across the board. He's a fun fighter to watch whether he's Mexican or not." Chris Algieri from Pro Box TV was asked what he thought of the fight card, to which he responded that the main event is obviously going to be Terence Crawford and Israel Madrimov, but majority of the audience will definitely be Mexican.
Of the gate, yeah. He's going to be the draw, but in terms of who's tuning in on the pay-per-views, it's probably going to be more Crawford than anything. People want to see Crawford when he fights.
Chris complimented Pitbull Cruz's win over Rolly Romero, and he said that Pitbull Mania is a very real thing. Algieri further stated that Isaac's win over Rolly Romero was unexpected, and it really sent shockwaves in terms of people tuning in to see Isaac Cruz. He also said that this win is why more and more people want to watch Isaac fight, even though the main fight card is of Terence and Israel. On the other hand, Chris admired Valenzuela's talent of beating fighters down with knockouts in his previous matches. Algieri stated, while talking about Valenzuela's previous fights, "Valenzuela's only loss is, Paulie. You were talking about Valenzuela. He lost to De Los Santos and he dropped him, by the way. And his other loss was to Chris Colbert, who he dropped as well and lost to a very disputed decision, and then rematched him and knocked him down." Chris warned Isaac Cruz that Valenzuela is not to be underestimated since he's a very dangerous guy. He further commented on Jose that he has a lot of experience with the fights he has had in the past. Algieri said that Jose Valenzuela stands a really good chance against Isaac Cruz, but Pitbull is equally devastating in a fight. While praising Isaac Cruz, Chris elaborated that Isaac is highly regarded to win the upcoming fight against Jose, but it will be fun to see the show while it lasts. While Chris talked about the strategy both fighters use to win fights, he exclaimed that Isaac Cruz is a straightforward fighter and he comes right out the front door to beat his opponents. On the other hand, Algieri also stated that Valenzuela is an equally fierce opponent and he's a sharp shooter. Chris further added that Valenzuela can punch hard and he finds those little gaps to beat his opponents, so this will be a very interesting fight indeed for the crowd. ESPN analyst Tim Bradley was asked what he thinks of the fight between Isaac Cruz and Jose Valenzuela, so he responded that Terence Crawford gets the main attention on the fight card. Tim accepted that Pitbull and Jose add to the flair of fighting, but people will be eventually coming to see Crawford.
That are contributing on the card has something to do with it, but it's a main show. It's Crawford we talking about.
While neglecting the value Isaac Cruz and Jose Valenzuela add to the event, Tim Bradley commented that indeed they are going to be on the fight card, but all the famous people and celebrities are going to come out to see Crawford fight. He further added that Crawford sells, just like he did when he fought Sean Porter, and Tim expects the whole stadium to be jam-packed with fans. Bob Arum reacted to Shaka's call-out to fight Isaac Cruz after his win over Artem Harutyunyan, since the Pitbull is not interested in fighting Shaka Stevenson.
I don't think so. I don't think Cruz really is anxious to fight him.
Bob said that Isaac Cruz is not really looking to fight Shakur, nor is any other famous boxer up for Stevenson, because Shakur has a different boxing style. His boxing style is not exciting. Bob does not expect the fight between Shakur and Cruz to take place any time in the near future, and they would have to move to a different direction. Bob explained the drama of not letting Shakur fight Cruz, as he explained that there are different sanctioning bodies in place that must be willing for the fight to take place. Arum said, There are 4 sanctioning bodies, so Cruz will probably look to fight somebody else for another sanctioning body's mandatory, and we'll do the same with Shakur, and, and if the fight I'm wrong, we reached out to Sean Gibbons. Shakur, obviously will fight anybody at 135, because he's a fantastic fighter. Bob further exclaimed that if Cruz's company surprises us to let Shakur fight Isaac, then we will definitely take the chance. Aram confidently praised Shakur Stevenson when he said that he does not see Shakur losing anytime soon. Bob said that if the fight ends up happening between Shakur and Pitbull Cruz, then that will be an easy fight for him. He further commented that there is none other than the very top boxers like Lomachenko that can give Shakur a good challenge because he's that good of a fighter. Meanwhile, Jose Rayo Valenzuela's trainer is confident that Valenzuela will prove to be a challenging fighter for Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
He got a great chance, man. He's so motivated. He's so strong, training so good right now that we're going out there to put, to upset, Pitbull.
Jose's trainer stated that many critics think Valenzuela has no chance of beating Isaac, but it will be a great chance for Valenzuela to prove his worth. Valenzuela's trainer further said that Oscar Duarte has planned a comprehensive sparring session with Jose to train him for his upcoming fight against Isaac Cruz. He firmly believes that this training session is putting Jose in the optimal state to beat Cruz at his game. When Jose's trainer further complimented Valenzuela's fighting, he said, "There's no chance that Jose is underestimating Pitbull Cruz. I think that the boxing world is underestimating Rayo Valenzuela. Rayo has great power, he's a big guy. Even at 140, they might be thinking, oh, we're bringing in a lightweight to 140. No, I think Rayo is a big 140-pounder too. He's got a great reach, great footwork, and that is what we're working on right now, so I think we have a great chance." On the other hand, Jose Valenzuela looks prepared to fight Isaac Cruz as he steps into the gym to do some bag drills.
Today we're going to be doing bag work with everybody in the gym. 12 rounds of hard bag drills and some more cool stuff.
On the flip side of things, we see Isaac Pitbull Cruz preparing to face off against Jose Valenzuela on August 3rd in California in a 12-round match of destruction.
Vamos a estar haciendo la primer defensa del título del mundo de la WBA ante José El Rayo Valenzuela. Es una pelea.
Isaac daringly claimed that he has surrounded himself with people that support him and encourage him to do better. Cruz praised his team with spectacular remarks as he said that they are the best at training him to overcome any challenge he faces. Isaac Cruz obnoxiously remembered the time when his rival Jose Valenzuela started to call him out to fight, so Cruz said that now I am giving Jose the opportunity to fight me. Pitbull further stated that August 3rd's fight will determine whether Valenzuela's remarks of fighting him were true or if they had no energy behind them. Shakur Stevenson completely crushed Isaac Cruz in a recent social media post when he claimed that Pitbull Cruz is too little and he won't be able to do anything against me in the ring. Shakur also admitted that Isaac's agency continued to refuse a fight with Shakur, and if they were to face off against each other, then Stevenson would beat him to a pulp.
I don't run.
Stop telling me fight Pitbull. Go tell him fight me. Tell him fight me. Don't tell me to fight him. I say yeah.
Another Latino boxer, Andy Ruiz from the heavyweight class, is set to fight Jarrell Miller on August 3rd. Andy Ruiz, who is known for his speed punches and a great chin, steps back into the ring after 2 years. Chris Algieri from ProBox TV was asked if Andy Ruiz is going to get the crowd hyped about his return to boxing, but Chris is skeptical on whether the fans will be excited to see him or if they have forgotten him in these past years.
I mentioned that Andy Ruiz was, the first Mexican heavyweight world champion, which is a big deal, but he's been so inactive. And
Big Baby Jarrell Miller was going to fight Anthony Joshua initially, but then he got replaced with Andy Ruiz because of the performance enhancement drugs accusation. While talking about the heavyweight fight between Miller and Andy, Chris Algieri seemed doubtful that the fans will be coming specifically to see the two titans fight. Chris claimed that Andy had been inactive for a while and he was popular 2 years back, but Pitbull Cruz may have more Mexican fans than him. On the other hand, Paulie Malignani is excited to see the big titans Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Miller face off against each other on August 3rd.
Hey boys, I don't care if Ruiz hasn't been active or Jarrell Miller coming off the loss of Dubois. It's still the big guys, man.
Paulie said that when the big guys lay down the thunder, they will put on a hell of a show. While predicting what could happen in the fight, Paulie added, imagine Miller going down against Ruiz or Miller coming back and rejuvenating his career against Ruiz, the guy who took his spot in beating Anthony Joshua. Paulie further commented on the fight that happened between Anthony and Miller. In that fight as well, in a fight that Miller had already been promoting, you know. He pushed Joshua at the press conference. It was all that promotion. Ruiz just rolled the wave and then came in and knocked out Joshua. So now you know they can kind of settle it in the ring. Malignani elaborated his comments on the heavyweight champions, that their names might not be as big as Crawford or Pitbull Cruz, but they are sure to get even the casual fans excited. He further stated that Ruiz has been a huge part of the heavyweight puzzle, but Jarrell Miller's success can't be seen short as well. Paulie said that Jarrell can hype up the crowd with the way he talks with his big mouth. While Malignani was skeptical if Jarrell can win the fight with Ruiz, he commented that Jarrell has lost 2 fights in a row, so this may be his final match to show that he can defeat Andy. Paulie stated that the match between Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Miller is very unpredictable since Ruiz had been down for 2 years and Miller has lost to 2 opponents already, so this fight may have some answers of who is better.
Some answers, kind of heavyweight fight, you know? And it's between 2 guys that have that name recognition.
Moreover, Tim Bradley had some very shocking remarks for Jarrell Miller as he commented that the big baby is not cut for boxing anymore.
You're fat and lazy, man. That's why you be on the dude. Fat and lazy, bruh.
Tim Bradley mockingly stated that if Andy Ruiz doesn't beat the crap out of Miller, as he's too easy to beat, then Ruiz is going to have a huge problem. Tim complimented Andy Ruiz that even though he has been inactive for some time, he is still more skilled than Miller. Bradley further complimented Andy's boxing style when he stated that he knows how to position himself to land offensive power-packed speed punches against his opponents. Tim Bradley made fun of Miller as he claimed that Jarrell is there to be a stepping stone for heavyweight fighters since anybody can beat him and climb to the top. He also said that this might be Miller's last chance to come back, but Tim doesn't see that happening. So who are you excited to see on August 3rd? Let us know in the comments section below and be sure to subscribe for more videos like this.